守护好我们共同的美好家园。武汉市新冠肺炎疫情防控指挥部，2020年2月10日。
I arrived in Wuhan over 2 months ago. The city was at the height of its novel coronavirus outbreak, and authorities had just rolled out the most stringent stay-at-home order. No one was allowed out of their residential compounds unless they had to see a doctor or had a job directly related to fighting COVID-19. Tough as it sounded, what we saw next was people bonding together and helping one another.
我来给人家送菜。等一下吧，我到门口喊人家下来。
For elderly people who live alone and do not know how to shop online, community workers and volunteers delivered food and other necessities to their doorsteps.
50了。
谢，真的感谢，感谢。
哎呦，没办法呢，不要紧，要我们。
我觉得我主要是真的都没得药了。
他有糖尿病买不到药，我们跑到5个药房，一直都没有帮他买到，哎，没有帮他买到，哎，我们再继续跑吧。
好，谢谢啊，谢谢啊，好。
At the peak of the outbreak, the city also turned a number of public facilities into temporary hospitals to accommodate patients with mild symptoms. Yes, the amenities in these places were basic, but they weren't exactly quarantine centers as many Western media like to think. Both the patients and medical workers there put on a brave fight. They cared for each other, and more often than not, had become friends with each other. And then there were the non-COVID-19 patients whose lives had also been affected, even threatened by the pandemic.
我们那个医院里护士都不好。
75-year-old Han Zhixing is one of the thousands of kidney failure patients in Wuhan who rely on dialysis treatment to survive. The hospital that Han goes to had been designated to treat coronavirus patients. But instead of shutting down the service, the hospital moved the dialysis facilities into a temporary building to keep patients like Han alive. And because public transportation was suspended during the lockdown, Han's residential compound arranged for taxis to take him to the hospital 3 times a week.
我真正的感谢社区给我架车子送我，不是这样我头不疼。
There were more such people. During the outbreak, sanitation workers whose job don't usually involve dealing with medical waste took up the task of collecting them because there was simply too much of this trash. They did not complain. Bus drivers who were not at home being with their children because they had to be on standby to take medical professionals to and from work did not complain. It is because of the sacrifices of millions of people that Wuhan endured its most difficult time and contained the epidemic within 2 months.
我真的感觉走过了4季一样，然后我也体会到了这个武汉人民这种坚持的意义和坚定的力量。我相信武汉一定可以重振雄风。
So, why isn't China or Wuhan's COVID-19 figures higher? The answer may very well lie within the hearts and efforts of its people. 徐梦琪 CGTN 武汉。